Welcome back to No Bias Hoops. Today we're going to be talking about how the Atlanta Hawks became the stupidest NBA franchise. It all dates back to 2018, where the Dallas Mavericks with the third overall pick selected Luka Doncic. Now, this seems like a great pick, right? Luka Doncic just went to the finals and finished finalist in MVP. But no, the Hawks traded Luka for Trae Young and a first-round pick that ended up being Cam Reddish. Luka Doncic for Trae Young and Cam Reddish. This has become one of the worst deals in NBA history, and the Hawks are still paying for it. Later down the road, the Hawks picked John Collins. John Collins at one point was a stud, and he got a big old contract. But all of a sudden, him and Trae Young didn't really work anymore, and the Hawks had to choose. Do we like Trae Young or do we like John Collins? Now, this is probably an obvious move. Definitely, we like Trae Young more. And they traded John Collins to the Jazz for a mere second-round pick. So your guy that used to be a stud for you, you gave him this big contract, you trade him for a second-round pick. It's a horrible deal. But it's a deal they had to do. They had to cost cut because of the new CBA. So, another bad move. Then, they acquired DeJounte Murray. They trade 4 of their first-round picks, and they get DeJounte. At the time, it seems like a pretty good trade. DeJounte just became an all-star. He's 23, and all they had to do was give up picks for him. He's a good defensive player. He fits alongside Trae. But what they didn't realize is they're both on-the-ball players. They can't play off each other. So that didn't work out. And then after trading 4 first-round picks for him, you trade him to the Pelicans for 2 firsts and Dyson Daniels. That's just a horrible trade. Dyson Daniels probably isn't going to make it in the NBA. He might, but probably isn't. And all you get back is 2 firsts. I'm pretty sure you could have got more for that. But again, they're picking Trae Young over DeJounte. The number 1 overall pick this year, they select Reece Shea, who's picked for his defense and potential, but I'm not super high on him. He had a solid summer league game, but I really don't think that was the right pick, and it might just be another move that comes back to bite him. The Hawks have made some very questionable moves. We'll see what happens with Trae Young, but that's why, in my opinion, they've taken over the Bulls for the worst franchise in the NBA right now. Yeah, the Pistons are bad, but they haven't made any particularly bad moves. They just started their rebuild without anything, so they didn't have a core to build up. They didn't have picks to build up, so they're just straight up starting from scratch. And the Bulls have made some stupid trades, but making no trade can be better than making a trade. Because another stupid move the Hawks did, they trade Kevin Huerter for a lottery-protected Kings pick, which it's not a horrible trade, I guess, but Huerter has become a very good player for the Kings, and getting just a lottery-protected pick for him, it's not very good. So, anyways, let me know what you think about the Atlanta Hawks, and see you next time on No Bias Hoops.